What's a travel trend that we're done with in 2025? Because I know I can't be alone here. And I love travel, I really do. But after these past 2 trips to Europe, here's some trends that I'm officially done with. I'm not a fan of traveling just to shop. Yes, it's always part of the trip. We love shopping, but shopping just to get your hands on some of these viral items, I feel like we're losing the plot of why we're traveling in the first place. And what seems to happen is that the same places are getting hyped up and people are buying the same things and they're showing the same hauls, and it's just getting a little tired. When you're buying so much stuff, you have to think about how you're going to bring it back. And a lot of people are bringing extra suitcases or to buy suitcases in Europe just to fit everything they've bought to bring it back. My general rule of thumb, and again, I'm a minimalist, is that I'm not going to buy souvenirs or things for myself that don't fit in my carry-on luggage. And sometimes what that means for me is that I'm going to purposefully pack less because yeah, I'm going to shop. I need to make sure that I can bring it all back without checking a bag. And I will say that I have been guilty of having to buy a suitcase in Europe to accommodate everything that I brought back, and it was a real pain. I don't want to do that again. Now I know better, and now I know if I'm expecting to buy a bunch, I'm just going to save room in my suitcase, and worst case is that I will use the expand option on my suitcase and check my suitcase for the return trip home that I've already brought. Another trend that I'm ready to be done with in 2025 is excessive overpacking and large luggage. It's really none of my business. It shouldn't matter to me. But once again, I had to ride the train on my last trip to Europe, and the large luggage just took up so much room and blocked the stairwells. I felt like it was a safety issue, and it's a race now to get on the train to be first so that you can have room to situate your massive luggage. Because you're overpacking and bringing massive luggage, that makes travel harder for everyone. And to piggyback off of bringing too much luggage, sneaking that third item in with your carry-on on the flight, that's another thing we need to leave behind. I saw a lady get on the flight from DFW to Paris, not only with her carry-on, her personal item, but she had about 2 bags of snacks. And at some point, that type of behavior is going to catch up to you, and the flight attendants are going to let you know that you're only allowed to bring 2 items on the plane. Ask me how I know. They've told that to me. I don't want to be having to wrestle with all those things at the last second while you're trying to board. Another trend I'm done with is stressing about what to pack, specifically in the fashion arena. And I get it, my account is all about how to look chic and like yourself when you're traveling, but the point where the fashion goes too far. And I'm speaking particularly about kind of like the try-hard looks that I'm seeing posted on social media. That's not what I'm about. I'm about finding the intersection of practicality, functionality, and yet fashion. Yes, it exists, but it never tips fully over into the fashion spectrum. Some of these overdone looks, they're just not practical for day-to-day travel. About wearing what works, and if we can sprinkle in a little fashion, all the better. And lastly, and I'm going to get more into this, and I promise this is not rage bait, but I am done with the travel sets. I am done seeing them. I don't think they're practical. If you're trying to travel carry-on only, they just don't make sense because it's a one-use item. Another trend that I'm tired of seeing are all these specialized little travel gadgets. You don't need specialized containers for every little thing. It's too much. It's going to add weight to your bag and bulkiness. I saw a lot of packing videos before my trip, and they're beautifully done ASMR, but there seems to be like a specialized Amazon container for everything, and you don't need that. It's just not practical. Another travel trend that I am done seeing is the same itinerary for the same locations posted over and over again. What that does, at least for me, is it makes me feel like, oh, did I even see Paris right if I didn't go to these places? And I've been to Paris multiple times. There is no way to see Paris right. You just go and you walk around and you enjoy the city. And then what that does is if you do decide that you want to go to those places, they're crowded, there's lines. Everybody wants to go see them now. Just feel like it takes a little bit of the spontaneity out of travel and just that discovery factor. Part of what's fun is walking around a city and just finding a place that looks good. Not necessarily like truly seeking out a hidden gem, but just eating at a normal place in a neighborhood. That's fun too. Finally, I think we need to stop over romanticizing travel. And I'm for sure guilty of this. Because yes, there's so many benefits to travel and it's fun, it's all these things, but we have to remember that ultimately travel is a privilege. And what that privilege means is that you can afford to go, that you have time off if you work a job like I do that allows you to go, and that your family circumstances are such that allow you to be away from either your children or any family members that you may be caretaking for. You need to normalize that you don't need to be constantly traveling to be interesting or fulfilled. And that's probably a topic for a bigger conversation, but I'll just leave that one there. For me, better travel looks like less stuff and more intention throughout the travel process, from packing to planning. And that's why I talk about carry-on travel so much, because it creates more space, literally and mentally. Okay, now it's your turn. What travel trend are you hoping goes away? I know there's got to be more.